So, Jeff, let me talk to you for a minute about industrial accidents. Now, in industrial accidents, we still have to prove liability, we have to prove damage, we have to find coverage. But how are these kinds of cases different from other personal injury claims?
So you typically will have a workers' compensation case against your own employer. So you need a lawyer that knows workers' compensation. You also may have a third-party claim against somebody other than your employer that's responsible, somebody that drove a forklift, or somebody that caused a fire that burned our client, or somebody that had a defective lift or ceiling or something that caused our client to fall. And these cases get complicated because a lot of times you have a general contractor and a subcontractor and a sub-subcontractor and it just goes
Landowners
on.
or property
Landowners,
somebody who maintained or manufactured the lift, somebody who,
or the machine.
Another subcontractor who might have been working on the same job site.
Yeah. So what you end up with a lot of times is multiple parties, multiple insurance companies, multiple lawyers, teams of lawyers sometimes, where you're fighting against this army of people, and they're all pointing the finger at each other and at our client. And so you have to have a law firm that's big enough and strong enough and powerful enough to take on all of these. Some of these companies are multi-billion-dollar international companies. Sometimes it's the federal government we're going after, and you've got to have somebody that's big enough and knows how to do it and has beaten those people before, and we have done it many times.
Well, let me ask you this. A lot of times when people are thinking about these kinds of claims, they've already started off on their workers' compensation case, and they feel like they're getting the medical treatment they need. They feel like their comp adjuster is fair and taking care of them, because initially they all start out that way. And they might be thinking, well, should I I'll just wait and see. If things are going okay now, I'll just wait and see. And if things get bad later, I'll call a law firm. Do you think that's a good strategy, or do you think they should do something different?
Not at all. I mean, they have to get a lawyer involved early. These companies are going to have their lawyers involved right away. They're going to have their adjusters and investigative teams involved right away. We want to make sure OSHA is called and is coming in and doing an investigation. And you have to have a firm that's familiar with dealing with OSHA, with the government. And evidence disappears. They'll clean up the fire. The machine that broke, they'll get rid of it. The person that was driving the forklift is now fired and lives in some other state. And so we've got to come in and investigate these things, gather the evidence while it's fresh, and so we can represent our client, get the maximum recovery.
As you're talking, I'm thinking about different scenarios where we have seen them clean up a job site and make it look like it was perfect and pristine, when in fact it was really a wreck. They have taken pictures and deleted them off people's phones and prevented people from communicating and preserving the evidence that would have been helpful. They've instructed their employees not to talk to certain people. So we want to get in there early with our investigators as quickly as we can, so that we can gather and preserve and protect that evidence, and then provide it to our own experts, so that our experts can render a credible and reliable opinion as to damages, as to liability and causation. And so those things have been critical for us in the past. So if you or someone has been involved in one of these industrial accidents, call us and we'll answer your questions, and we'll make sure that your case and your claim is started off right from the very beginning.